Tonight on the Cooligans, we try to predict what's going to happen with the election. We also discuss Halloween. How did we celebrate? And we do some Premier League recap and some MLS recaps.
That's right. Plus, we talked to Micheal Azira of your Chicago Fire. We talked to him everything from coming from Uganda to the U.S., how he ended up in Chicago, and what he thought about Chicago deep dish pizza the first time he tried it. That and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
Vamos, let's go, okay?
Let's go. Potentially the end of our country.
Okay, this is the final season of America.
Like Game of Thrones. Everyone's expecting a lot of fire.
All right, and you know what? I'll be honest, I don't want a red wedding, okay?
No, and honestly, the storyline doesn't make a lot of sense, but we're here. There's nothing we can do.
Okay, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
That's right, I'm Alexis Guerreros.
All right, we are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show that you have ever seen and that you have ever voted for, hopefully.
Yeah, dude, definitely. We're all the way down on that ballot because we're under the gulliest party.
All right, 2020, vote Gully, okay?
I mean, don't fill it in with that pen. You need to stab that pen right through that circle for it to register. You know?
Yeah, exciting. Obviously, if you're watching this live right now, you might be on the line. Maybe you're about to vote. Maybe we're trying to help you pass the time in some way. Thank you for your civic duty in getting Trump out of office.
Please. Or maybe you're listening to us in your headphones while you're boarding up your home or your small business. Just double checking that your insurance is fully paid.
Yes, I hope our warm, sultry voices will make you feel comfortable in your bunker, okay?
And depending on how this week goes or next few weeks, our entrance might be, oh no, and we might stop sharing where we're dialing in from. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Look, obviously a lot going on. I mean, not only the election, which interestingly enough, I was excited about this on my ballot in New Jersey. A ballot for one of the prop things for legalizing marijuana is on there.
Yeah, that's right, because it's already medicinal in New Jersey. But then I think it was Christie.
Now they're going to make it mandatory.
I mean, you're going to need this. But I think it was, Christie made it for only people with like cancer and or AIDS. Something like that. Like, it was very restrictive. Okay. So hopefully that loosens it up. And I think New York City should do the same thing, legalize it, but don't waste all that money on the schools. Ain't nobody going to schools right now. Use it to make the subway free. Come on now.
So look, yes, this is why Alexis is not in politics, okay?
We don't need no money for schools. What they learn, they got Zoom. They good.
Yeah, so the election is obviously going on right now. And then also, over the weekend, it was Halloween.
That's right. Did you dress up?
I did not dress up.
I'm not a Halloween person.
No, I went through a phase of being very much into Halloween, but this time around, because I wasn't going to go anywhere, any party or anything like that, my girlfriend and I, we just decided to put a costume on Nutmeg.
That's right.
And Nutmeg, look, even still, it requires so much effort to do that as well. I barely want to get a costume for myself. I don't want to get it for a dog.
Did you online shop or did you actually go out and have to buy this thing?
No, online. My
good for you.
Yeah, my girl Elaine found it, and we made Nutmeg a Beanie Baby, as you can see right here, and it was a hit on the internet.
Beautiful. I mean, look at this. Our show has now a third Cooligan, and I couldn't hate it more.
Okay.
Look at this adorable thing ruining our show.
Okay. He is definitely gonna, he could fill in and on any given day if one of us can't make it. So
that's right.
So I hope I hope everyone's Halloween was fun and safe as possible. Let's talk about the other nightmare that is the Premier League. Let's discuss discuss some of the matches, right? Because there were a couple of big results. Arsenal defeating Manchester United, and I think
finally at Old Trafford. Finally, since 2006.
Yeah, so it was 14 years since they had won at Old Trafford, and it was interesting because when quote unquote records like this or these streaks sort of end, the announcers don't stop telling you, right?
Yeah.
On the broadcast, it was like they have not won over and over and over.
They kept doing it. They kept doing like this, like report, like the announcer jinx. Like I remember they were going for a corner and they were like, Arsenal hasn't scored from a corner at Old Trafford in 56 years, and I'm like, stop it right now.
But they do this on purpose to create this like narrative within the broadcast that keeps you sort of those peaks and valleys of excitement, right? Of like, are they going to win? Are they going to score? Is it going to happen? Are you going to get your heart broken and things like that? So good on them.
It's like with like the perfect game, like they don't comment on the perfect. If an announcer mentions it, it ruins it. And even if it's superstitious, and I'm not that superstitious. It is when it comes to my team. Leave him alone. But how good first of all, El Nene, I am sorry for everything I've ever said about you.
El Nene? It's El Nene, but okay.
I think El Nene, he's now, I'm going to hold him like a Nene. All right? Because, El Nene is absolutely amazing, only because he's next to Partey. The two of them look incredible. Thank you so much for spending the money, Arsenal. Yeah. Thank you so much.
They did look good. I mean, look, you would wish that they score some more goals that are not simply penalties.
Hey. You got to win. We got 3 points. I don't care about your assessment or your analysis of
what
how
I
we
do
got
love
it.
is Mesut Ozil on Twitter is the biggest cheerleader. It's so strange.
Yeah, but it's a little side eye. It's a little dickish.
Like we're happy for the boys getting those 3 points, and it's like it feels like a subtweet, even though he is directly talking about his team.
It's like, congratulations to my ex. I hope he could take care of you. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that,
So funny. Arsenal's always entertaining. The other interesting thing we should discuss is
Everton
Chelsea
losing 2 in a row? No? You don't want to talk about it?
What are you going to do? Look, what happened? The
Everton
red
back, baby!
the red cards. Once we get our players back from their 42-game suspensions, it will be fine. And we'll be back to the top of the table of the championship. It's going to be
also,
great.
Yeremina realizing he doesn't have that speed for 90 minutes straight was kind of fun to watch.
It was challenging. Anyway, but we'll get Digne back. We'll get Richarlison back, and everything will be fine. We're in second place. Okay, but still better than Arsenal. Anyway, Chelsea. They win 3-0 against Burnley, but Christian Pulisic is injured during the warm-up. He was supposed to start this game. He was furious. He
looked so mad. He ripped off the penny. He slams it on the ground. He's got his head in his hands. Like, when a player of yours misses a goal and they don't react like it was the worst thing that happens, you almost be like, I don't like this player no more. So I feel like to some degree you have to react that way. But this was the realest I've ever seen him react, because it was like there's no real cameras on him at that moment, but he is absolutely furious. And I like this edge. I just wish we would wrap him in bubble wrap. You know what I mean?
I don't understand. This is becoming it's been a concern. He has injuries. I'm like wondering what, I don't think I've seen what the injury was. He sort of took like a little bit of a slip or something. It was very strange. So
he clearly pulled something, but he is being rushed back a little bit. So hopefully it's just a little, hopefully it's just a little bit more time and everything will be fine for the World Cup.
Save him for
he's good enough. He doesn't need to play until the World Cup. Just put him away. Put him in the cupboard, baby.
Put him in a cryo chamber.
For sure.
Unfreeze him like Demolition Man. All right.
A padded room, but like with windows, like a respectful padded room.
All right. A lot more to discuss. We have Micheal Azira on today of the Chicago Fire. So come right back after this.
ended 1-1. The great goal from Christian Pavón.
Yeah, it was insane.
So that was impressive. So again, at least look, LA Galaxy.
Too bad you couldn't see it. He's just touching the screen like, what's happening now?
See, I can't see text on screens from afar.
You can't see what it says right there?
Yeah, that's large enough where I can see. Anyway, this is not the time to discuss this.
I mean, kind of is. Yeah,
I cannot read this.
Cover one eye and give me the.
I guess this is
GULLIEST.
What's the Fubo health insurance policy?
Ain't none.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans, and stick around because we will be joined by midfielder for the Chicago Fire, Micheal Azira, and he's awesome. One of the just literally kindest dudes you're ever gonna meet. So
we don't know that yet because we haven't actually spoken to him. No, he's great.
Ooh, the magic of television. So one thing I did want to talk about, especially in MLS, the Hudson River Derby happened.
Let's go.
Over the weekend. Yes, if you're a Red Bulls fan, you're probably not saying that. But
although, I mean, it wasn't a terrible game if you're a Red Bulls fan. But the only reason we're bringing this up is because NYCFC won. And won pretty big. They won 5-2.
Yeah, probably the biggest kind of margin that NYCFC has won by. The most amount of goals they've scored against Red Bulls in one game. And you saw it even after the fifth goal. They were still going for more goals. I mean,
a friend of mine who's a Red Bull fan texted me. He's like, "Why are they making substitutions past the 90th minute? There's only 3 minutes left. This is disrespectful." And I'm like, "Do you remember the 7-0 match?"
Yeah, dude. If you want to talk about disrespect, okay?
Yeah, buddy. You guys celebrated on home plate after the 7th goal. Give us a chance, will you?
Yeah. That ship sailed. The humble ship sailed a long time ago between these two teams.
They did handshakes at the beginning. That's more than enough.
No, man, but they Tati Castellanos with a hat trick.
That's right.
They played well. I think the impressive thing here was after going down 2-1. And still being able to Gary Mackay-Steven tying the game up was huge before the end of the half because it's a different mindset going into that second half if they are down. But also that Gary Mackay-Steven's goal, what you started to see was like they're like, okay, look, we'll play out of the back, but when we see an opening, we're going for it, and it felt like a lot of like. NYCFC sort of suffers from what a couple of clubs in MLS do, which is if they want to play out of the back, they're kind of very steadfastly playing out of the back, even when there's opportunities to do other stuff. And what you started to see was they're like, okay, we're going to play out of the back, but the moment you start to press up a little bit higher, we're going to go over the top. We kind of keep you guessing. And it was kind of fun to see. It was a fun back and forth match until the second half. And then that's when Alex Ring was like, let me show you what I didn't even know I could do and score a golazo with my weak foot. Yeah, and we know that he did that against. He scored some bangers in his NYCFC career. That first one. His first goal for NYCFC was that banger against Atlanta United that he scored against Braguzan to tie the game at Mercedes-Benz. But to do this with his left foot is. Bro, it was. I think it shocked absolutely everyone. Ryan Mero was like, "Okay, is this the type of game it's gonna be?"
Ooh, who's this guy? You know what it reminded. For those of you who didn't watch it, imagine if we were eating pizza and Christian was like, "Honestly, I don't think they baked it enough." We'd all be like, "Why? Who's that one?
What is this? Oh, there's two pizza experts now."
That's not the one who normally does this. It was fun. 5-2. Thank you, NYCFC, for capping that off. And I think both clubs are making the playoffs anyway, so it'll be fun to see what happens in the playoffs. Don't leave, because when we get back, we got Micheal Azira from the Chicago Fire. All right, baby, we're back on our Cooligans Living Room FC. And Christian, I'm excited for our next guest.
As am I.
Okay, well, good. All right, I don't want to be the only one. We've seen this gentleman play in MLS for a bit now, manning the midfield. Previously, we saw him with Montreal, now with the Chicago Fire, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, put your hands together for the one, the only, Micheal Azira.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I mean, right. I want to start a little bit with your MLS career and I just want to give you some props because obviously, yeah, you are right now with the Chicago Fire. You were with Montreal Impact. Before that, you were with a really good stint with the Colorado Rapids, and I know that because you were on my fantasy team all the time. You were a solid midfielder, reliable for good points. You know,
this is the only reason we brought you on. Is so Christian can thank you for the $30 he won.
I'm just saying, a reliable midfielder, and I'm sure that's why you found success in Major League Soccer because I'm sure lots of coaches just trusted you manning that midfield.
Man, thank you. I'm glad I was on your fantasy team, man. That's really great.
When you were a young boy in Uganda, did you dream one day that a television host would thank you?
No.
Oh, that wasn't in your journal?
It wasn't, man. But I'm glad I met you now. So that's really great. It makes my day.
Talk a little bit about your because I read your Players Tribune article, and it gave a really good explanation of sort of how you went from being a kid in Uganda, getting a chance to play at that tournament in Brussels, and making it to the college scene here in the U.S. Why don't you sort of update your audience a little bit? What was that like, just sort of getting these opportunities and being able to look at your opportunities here in the U.S. and be like, all right, maybe it ain't perfect right now, maybe things aren't going exactly right, but hey, I never thought I'd even get this far. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh man, all right. So, like as you said, I was born and raised in Uganda, and I have 4 brothers and 1 sister, and we had a good family, I would say, because my parents they worked hard to put food on the table, But we always look forward to Christmas because that was when you get maybe some new shoes or new clothes or something, a new shirt. But besides that, the rest you have to take care of yourself. It's like buying boots. Like I had to save my own money to buy my first pair of boots, and I was balling in those things, man. I thought I was the man. I would wear them to school, coming back home, I'll put them on. Dude, it was the best. It was the best feeling ever. But he told me something, because he told me from the beginning to save money for something, to work towards something. So I was able to buy my own pair of boots, when I was in primary 6. And I was around 11, 12, and I was really, really, man, that was the best day of my life, to put on boots for the first time, because we used to play without boots, played in the roads, on dirt roads, and the cars would come, you stop, and then you play again. You there are a lot of nails on that that area, man. We knock your nails out, but so so after finishing primary in Uganda, I started high school, but my parents couldn't afford it. And I met someone, and his name is Mr. Ken Davis. He was able to take care of my school, and he trusted me. And because we used to play with his son, he was working for the World Food Program. And so he realized that I like school, and that's when we traveled to Denmark to play in a small tournament in Lemvig, and it was in Denmark. So after that,
although I did read that in Denmark is where you first tried pizza, which is
yeah, that's true.
I mean, you had better pizza now, right? You've been in New York.
Yeah, they always talk about they talk a lot about the pizza in New York, but I've tried it before, anyways. Because we played in New York one time and they brought it to us, so it was really good.
Okay. Good, there we go.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for trying the pizza. Christian, thanks you for fantasy. I want to thank you for trying our pizza.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Alexis is the pizza expert on the show. I mean, in life too, he's very much knowledgeable when
I know
it comes
too much about pizza.
Yeah, so when I'm actually curious, what is Danish pizza even like? Look, if that's the first time you're having pizza, I imagine you're like, this is the greatest thing in the world. But now that you've tried,
it was fire. It was really good. I was like, wow, this is good.
When you got to the Chicago Fire, you're like, you named it after the pizza in Denmark.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure it was good. Yeah. That's great. I mean, obviously, now that you've had pizza,
It was just a cheese pizza, but it was it was good. Of course, it was my first time, and I was like, wow, you could just have bread and put on some cheese and some sauce, and that's it.
You're like, this is all, but when you put it together, it's magic.
It's really good, So I was like, this is good. This is fire, man.
How about the pizza in Chicago? Have you had it, and do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it, one time I ordered this dish pizza. It was my first time. I didn't know how big this thing could be. I was by myself, so this thing was big, bro. I was like, wow, I can't.
You knew you were in trouble when the delivery guy's like, it's a truck backing up. You're like, why?
Dude,
a forklift? I just ordered a pizza.
Dude, it was too big. I was like, I can't finish this. I just had one pizza, and then it's so sad I had to throw it away.
Oh no, yeah. Well, you know what? I was in the first time I was in Chicago. I remember I got we had deep dish pizza, and then no one could finish it, so we had all this pizza left. So we're like, you know what? We're not going to throw it away. We're going to go and give it to maybe a homeless person on the street, and so they can have a meal that evening. I found this homeless guy. I walk up to him, go give him the box. He's like, no, I'm good. And he literally has like 6 boxes of deep dish pizza. He's like, no. He's like, I'm clearly okay.
I'm going to use them as bed sheets tonight.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Can you give me something better?
Yeah, exactly. Did you get a salad by any chance?
Yeah,
Does that one have vegetables on it? Because this is too much.
Seriously.
It's a lot of cheese.
No, this is good. As far as your time now with the Chicago Fire, you've been with a couple MLS teams. What has been the feeling now? You're playing in Soldier Field, that you're with the Chicago Fire during a time of like a kind of a lot of transition. But how are you feeling now? You kind of adjusting to the squad?
Oh, it's really great, because Coach Ruff has done a good job to put the team together. We have a lot of new players and a lot of Hispanics, but it helps us also to learn the language,
Of course, yeah.
So, but he brought in a lot of good players, and he's done a good job to put us together. And the guy knows the game, man, and he's changed the way we play, and we play some fun soccer now, which is really good, attacking soccer and exciting for our fans mostly. But hopefully we can continue to improve and do better as a team. But for me, mostly, I've enjoyed my moment here. It's learning so much from players, from the coach, and and all the clubs that I've been at, because it's a blessing, a kid from Uganda is here in MLS, playing at Soldier Field. Who knew, there's so much history in the stadium, it's amazing to be part of this program and what they're trying to achieve. So I'm really blessed.
Of course. I love the positivity. This is great. All right. We have so much more with Micheal Azira. So come right back after this. All right, welcome back to the Cooligans. We are here with Micheal Azira of the Chicago Fire, and Alexis did mention the Players Tribune article that you had written, and I highly recommend everyone check it out because it really gives you a great background on your upbringing and how you got to where you are. I want to talk specifically about when you got your scholarship and came to play in college. You went to Kentucky, correct? And sort of the culture shock, and you described it very well. Of like, people in Uganda think of America as your Golden Gate Bridge and Statue of Liberty, but Kentucky is very different than both of those things. And kind of the adjustment period, whether it's like learning the language more, knowing just like it's different than just like New York or California have. There's probably a Ugandan community that you can go and connect with, but in Kentucky, I'm sure that's a little bit harder to find.
You were the Ugandan community, maybe.
I was the only community there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I have my friend. His name is Henry. He lives in Charlotte now. Henry Kalunji. He came to the United States before me, so he recommended me to his college, to his coach. Winthrop University, and they came to Uganda to watch me play. So they watched me play and they liked me. They gave me a scholarship. And this was really exciting, man. I was like, this is it. I've been trying to get out of here for so long. And I think this is it, but I didn't tell my parents first. I was like, I'm going to wait to see if this is really happening. Is it a dream or no? I need to wait.
Right.
So he gave me the scholarship and I was really excited. And by then they used to call me the national team. I was on the under 20, under 23, but they would call me, just to shadow to see how they do the training. So my passport was already at the embassy and we had a game. But to play in these friendly games, you need your passport. So even on a game day, the coach came and said, "Oh, Michael, we think we want you to start." I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, no. I don't have my passport. My passport." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's at the embassy. I can't be here." They're like, "Oh." They're like, "Okay." So I talked to the president of soccer. He told me, "Okay, Michael, we wish you all the best, but you can always come back and play." So I was traveling on Friday, and I told my mom on Thursday. So I was like,
"You
Mom,
told her the day before you left."
Yes.
If I told my mother that, I would have showed her with some bruises.
Really? Oh. I was like, no, we a lot of kids, man. I didn't have, mom to be paying attention to me all the time, which it helped me out so much because that gave me so much freedom to do whatever I needed to do, like to go play soccer from morning till evening. Yeah. Like she'd be like, there's a lot of kids anyways.
Yeah. As long as he out of the house, not giving me any trouble.
Yeah, so long as I do my chores, I bring water from the well, put it at home, do dishes, I leave.
Nice.
So bring water from the well. That's we all grew up the exact same way.
Yeah, true. Seriously, So I told her, Mom, I got a scholarship because she always wanted us to finish school before we could play soccer. She really wanted my elder brother to finish school, but he couldn't. He didn't make it to go all the way to the university. And I told her, Mom, one day I'll make it, but she's like, we have no money. How will I ever make it? So that day I came back and I told her, Mom, I'm going to go to college. She's like, no, Michael, we have no money. I can't afford it. I'm like, Mom, I'm leaving tomorrow. She's like, where are you going? And I'm like, Mom, I got a scholarship. I'm going to the USA. She's like, no way. I'm like, yes, Mom, I'm leaving tomorrow. And then she's like, whoa, she was yelling so much, like, no way. I'm like, Mom, you see, that's why I wasn't telling you. She's like, oh, can we do something for you? Can we throw a party? I'm like, Mom, you don't even have money, Don't waste your money. Just hold on to it. Use it for something else. She's like, okay, can I at least go with you to the airport? I'm like, yeah, you can do that. That's because I was like, I don't want to take her out from her work. She always worked hard, to take care of us. And I was like, Mom, don't have to worry about anything about the ticket, because that's when Mr. Ken Davis, I showed my scholarship letter to Mr. Ken Davis, who was paying for my high school. So he had to approve it, looked at it, he called the school to make sure that it's real. And so then he's like, Michael, don't worry, I got the ticket for you. I was like, wow.
That's amazing.
Dude. Yeah, this guy is like, he was like God sent, man.
He's an angel for sure.
He's an angel for sure, because out of the blue, he's like, Michael, don't worry, I got the ticket. Because there's no where was I going to get the money, bro? I had nothing.
Can't take the bus to the college right in the US. All right, so we'll cut through Antarctica.
No way.
No, but that must be. I'm just like imagining that moment of how proud your mom must have been, right? I mean, when you gave her that news, because I'm sure she's proud of you for playing soccer and how great is that got you. But it's going to college, right? I mean, for so many parents, my parents are immigrant parents from the Dominican Republic. They didn't go to college, and then the fact that my brother and I did, and that is like, for some families, like that is the success. They're like, oh, I couldn't have this in my life, but I was able to give it to my children, right. And I'm sure that was something really important to her.
Dude, they brag about it. Like, I have a kid at I have a kid at college. Like,
Dude, that's
but
amazing.
she was really happy for me, and because like as I said, she always wanted us to go to school, but because she couldn't afford it. But Mr. Ken Davis came out of the blue and he's like, Mike, I'll take care of you, man. And
That's
So,
wild. How do you repay someone like that? How do you repay someone that's done so much for you?
I went back to him, and that's one of the reasons why we started the foundation. I went back to him and I said, Mr. Kendrick, how can I ever repay you back? He told me, Michael, you don't have to pay me back. Just pass it on, do it for someone else. I was like, wow, this guy is a genius, man. Is that, touched me so much. And I was like, I need to find a way to help other kids, to give them an opportunity, And that's why I was like, let's start a foundation. We started with just forming tournaments, and we organize a tournament every year at home, just give kids opportunities to play soccer and just encourage them and empower them, give them hope. I'm like, if I made it, you can make it too. We have different paths, but I think you can make it as well. You have to believe in yourself, because opportunities are always there. But if you don't prepare when the opportunities come, then there's no way you're going to make it. So we use this tournament as a way to empower kids and encourage them and give them just an opportunity to express themselves, to be kids, so that they don't have to worry about anything, just to be kids. Because we provide them with meals, we give them soccer balls and jerseys, and just to give them something to be proud of, to know that if Michael made it, I can do it too, So, and that's the man behind Mr. Ken Davis. He gave me that. I'm like, if he did it, let's also try to help someone else, because he did it for me out of nowhere.
That's amazing.
So
we got more, actually. I want to ask you a little bit more about that when we get back right after this. All right, baby, we're back on a Cooligans Living Room FC. We are here with Chicago Fire midfielder Micheal Azira. Now, we were talking a little bit about your foundation. What is the goal of the foundation to provide? I mean, you must be looked at as kind of like a local hero, and I'm sure you use that to your advantage, right? Playing for the national team, you're playing soccer professionally, right? You're probably giving the kids advice, like whatever you do, don't go to Columbia, Kentucky. Like different advice. What is the goal? What is the purpose? And how are you, like, how are the kids just like view you? Like, you must be like, holy crap, like a kid from our neighborhood made it,
Dude, I don't know how they see me, but I take myself like, I keep it at the low, Yeah. You won't find me in the spotlights or anything like that, because I like spending more time with the kids. When I go home, at least I do like a training session with them and just play with them, and continue to empower them. But the main purpose of the foundation is to help kids have access to, to opportunities, like education and through soccer. So like, I'm trying to be able to organize schools, like private schools, which can bring in some kids from back home. Because we always select like the best players out of the tournament, and we're like, how can we support them? So what we do is we try to find them scholarships back home. So now we're trying to expand it to see if they can come to the US as well. Because, I won't say that don't go to Kentucky, because at the end of the day, getting to Kentucky is better than just staying in Uganda,
That's a good point.
Because you always have to start somewhere. And Kentucky, I know it wasn't the best place, but, it told me so much, to be patient and to be appreciative of things. Because a coach took a chance on me to give me a scholarship, he would have turned me down. So if a kid, if that's the opportunity where he's going to start, I'll tell him to come, to go through there and get the, because the most important thing is to get the education. Because when I got there, I wanted to leave, but I was like, and I remembered why I'm here. I came here to get an education first as I pursue my goal to become a professional soccer player. So if that's the opportunity that's available, I'll tell him, it's okay, you can come and we will take care of you. I'll keep in touch with you to make sure that you do everything right. But, back home, we're trying to help kids have the access to opportunities through scholarships and buying them books to stay in school. Mostly we empower. So this tournament is mostly focused on education, because most of kids, like, there's some good players, but they can't afford school. So that's what Mr. Ken Davis did for me. He paid for my school. I could play, but I couldn't afford my tuition. So I was like, okay, let's stick to that. But to do this, we have to work with parents as well, because you can't do this alone. You have to talk to the parents and make them believe in your cause, in what you're trying to do. So we work with some local people, like the people I grew up with, to make sure that, they monitor the kids to see how they're doing and their grades and stuff like that. So, but they're also working with local schools back home, like, okay, would you give this kid a scholarship? He's a good soccer player, and would you give him a scholarship? I recommend him. And because some schools still remember me, and they're like, it's like, okay, Michael, we remember you. If the kid is like you, then that's okay. We can keep him. So we try to advise the kids to be disciplined and to take care of their school first. So that's the main purpose of the foundation, just help kids have access to these opportunities, and to guide them through some of these little things, because it's easy for kids to lose it, when you're desperate and you're broke, people take advantage of you easy.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
So if you give them an opportunity, like, I'll take care of your school, don't worry about it, and then I'll give you books, we'll take care of the rest little by little. So we try to find them scholarships, and also if there's an opportunity for, because Chicago Fire was going to bring a kid from Uganda last year, but because of COVID, he couldn't come. And also Mississippi Bria, I played at Mississippi Bria in my PDL season. They were going to bring a kid over during the summer, but the COVID stopped everything. Yeah. So we partner with these kind of organizations, and they're willing to help, to give an opportunity to a kid from Uganda. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now, to create these partnerships which can support kids from Uganda. And, you never know if there'll be another Azira. That's my goal, man.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing.
That'd be huge.
I want to ask you about once you finally started playing professionally. You mentioned Mississippi. You also played for the Battery, the Charleston Battery,
which also brings in a lot of people from Cuba. That's where I'm from.
Yeah,
Charleston Battery gets a lot of Cuban players. Yeah,
Osvaldo Alonso,
absolutely. Yeah.
And then you went into Major League Soccer, obviously with Seattle Sounders. What was that feeling like to go? I mean, you're already a professional player, but to go to the first division, how did that feel once you got that call?
Dude, that was a dream come true, man. Because it's like the way things happened. I don't even know how. I can't explain it, but I always sit down. I'm like, maybe I was just prepared for it. Because when I was in Charleston, the coach in Charleston Battery, he called the coach in Seattle, who is the head coach now, Coach Schmetzer. He's like, there's a kid here from Uganda. Would you take a look at him? They're like, yeah, send him over. So that's when we had the reserve league, So they called me. They were going to play Portland. They played Portland, and the reserve team plays the next day. So our game was the next day. So when I reached there, I was not even going to start. And Steven Zakwani said, I don't want to play. I don't want to play in this game. And I was just there on the bench. The coach said, Michael, you're going to play. I was like, wow. Just like that. Like I didn't even think about it. And they told me play as a left midfielder. I'd never played as a left midfielder, but I was like, if this is my opportunity, if this is my chance, I'm going to go give my best no matter what. And I went in there and had a good game. I scored the winning goal, man. That was a game changer for me, man. Like they told me, Michael, you have to come back for preseason. I was like, wow, this is it. Like, I'm going to this preseason, I'm going to give everything, man. If it means biting, I'll bite you, man. I'll grab you, man.
I'm watching Luis Suarez clips. I'm
Monet, bro. I'm like, this.
Flossing.
Because, you have to be, I was like, I'm hungry for this. I want this, This has always been my dream, to be a professional soccer player. So I was like, if this is my opportunity, I'm going to take it on, man, no matter what. And I came back for preseason and they played me in every position, man. But I didn't care. They're like, Michael, right back, left midfield. I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to go play.
Yeah. Give me the gloves. Put me in
gloves are kind of difficult. Those are not easy, my friend. I don't know how those guys do it.
They're like, Michael, you're dressed as one of the officials. I'm trying it all, baby.
Yes, man. I don't care. I'll go anywhere.
You know what? Red card for bringing it up. How about that?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. No, that's amazing, man. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So the coach in Seattle called Late Ziggy, he came and told Charleston he would like to sign Michael. And then coach in Charleston is like, Michael, do you really want to go now? I could take you to Tottenham. I'm like, I'm going now. I was going to take you to Tottenham to try out. I'm like, I've been here for 3 years. You didn't take me. I think I'm going to go now. Tottenham will find me later.
Okay.
So they took me to Seattle, and I was like, this is my dream, man. It's a dream come true, and I was so excited. I was so happy, and I called my mom and called my dad, tell them about it, and they were really happy for me. And I've always wanted, I was like, because we were renting back home, we were living in one bedroom, and I was like, I'll build a home, Mom, no matter what. I'll find a way to build a home. And successful, I was able to make it, in was able to build a home, and that was something, I was like, Mama.
You built your mama home?
Yes, man. I built my mama home, and I was like, wow, this is nice, man. So that was really nice for her, and she was really happy, and she's like, Michael, thank you. So we get to talk once in a while, but she's really happy, and I was able to do this for my family, and it gives me something, to be thankful for, to play in the league,
Of course.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I would just say Alexis is a big Arsenal fan. So if you had gone Tottenham, I don't think you would even be on this show. Honestly, it worked out best for you, Michael.
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome.
All right. We have so much more. Micheal Azira coming right up after this.
Hey guys, my name is Mauricio Pineda, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, baby, we're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC, and we're here still with Mike Azira of your Chicago Fire. And in fact, we have a group called Gully Squad. That's our supporters, if you will. Gully Squad are the best. And we let them ask some questions. And we have a massive Chicago Fire fan amongst the ranks. Her name is Nicole Hack. And nothing happens in Chicago with or without her saying so. All right?
She the mayor, yeah.
Okay. She's the new Al Capone when it comes to soccer in Chicago. And her question is great. First of all, she says, hi, Michael. But she said, what is the transition to playing at Soldier Field been like? And how is the team preparing for the final few games in hopes of making a playoff position? I have a feeling she typed that last sentence out with her fingers crossed because she is a huge Chicago Fire fan. So what's that like playing at Soldier Field? And how do you guys think you're setting up for these next few games?
Yeah, so first of all, it's really exciting to play at that stadium with so much history, but, we miss our fans, because it's always nice to play in front of your fans. It's not the same them watching on TV, but I know they're supporting us, afar, but we're truly thankful for their support. But we miss them there in the stadium, and, it's nice to play on grass, it's everyone we're enjoying it so far. The good thing, we haven't lost a game there, so we need to keep it like that. We need to collect more points in there, and then first of all, we're trying to prepare. It's very important to win your games on the road. If you want to make the playoffs, so we're trying to focus on winning some games on the road. It's because that's the only way you can really have that push for the playoffs. And we talk to the coach. Is always trying to empower us and encourage us. Tell us, guys, we need to focus on these 4 games. Or we take one at a time, so we can be able to collect as many points as we can to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been I've caught either at the MLS's back tournament, and then when during the restart, the Fire have been a completely revitalized team. There's so much more fun to watch.
Very different.
The last this season especially. Another thing I wanted to ask you was, I know you have 2 children, and I'm curious about this because I always find, when you are raising your children in America and you are from a different country with a very different upbringing, how rude are these kids and who do not appreciate what they have? How do you feel? Do you get to the point where you're like, you're lucky you have these things?
Are you like, go find me a well and bring me back water?
Give me some water. Walk 2 miles and then come back.
They're like, what about the faucet? No. Don't get it. Yeah.
No. Brother, look at me like, what's a well?
Has that been
It must be different, right? Raising kids in America versus how you were raised, right?
Yeah, it's a bit different, but because my wife is American, and we bring that balance together. So, and also too, my wife, she's a down to earth woman. She's humble, so she keeps them in line for sure. She's I'm the fun parent. She's the one who corrects everything, because she spends most of the time with them, and me with the travel and my career. It's always like you come home and then you travel. So even when they have to do something, they have to get approval from my mom. Can I do it? I'm like, I just told you I'm your dad. I said, do it. They have to look at their mom first. So my wife is always laughing. She's like, Michael, you're never home. So don't be surprised.
You're not the authority here no more.
I know, but she's done a good job to keep our family together, man. She works so hard to take care of the kids, but she brings that balance, I try to teach them my language a little bit, which I should do more because they ask me more about it. And, with time, we want to take them into Uganda to see where it came from. And we share videos and we share pictures, and we talk to my parents as well. And so they get to see that, and, they get to ask me a lot of questions. Who is that? What is that? So we need to have a farm. We need to have some chickens running around. You have to learn to chase them. Because to eat the chicken back home, you have to chase it until you catch it. When you catch it, then you can eat it. It's not like, you just go pick from fridge, it's here already. Like, you have to chase it first. And the chickens can run, my friend, eh?
Sure, that's how you develop your speed.
Yeah, you have to, my friend,
Do you have any idea how different I'd look if I had to catch my phone?
We won't
Cows
eat
are
that
pretty
day.
slow.
We would not eat that day. We would starve.
You just see me on the back of a cow trying to choke it out. We eating steak today, boys.
This cow's gonna get tired at some point.
It's gonna give up.
Oh my god! If we have to rely on you to eat that day, we'd starve, man.
You would. You'd be eating a lot of vegetables, boy.
I know, man. Yeah, we need some meat around here. The chickens will be happy to have you around. We're like, we can't catch us.
They're like, not a fat guy's coming. We're good.
We're living another day, folks.
Yes, we're here, man. Another day.
Oh my goodness! All right, we got more with Micheal Azira. Come right back. All right. Thank you again to Micheal Azira for joining us on the show of the Chicago Fire. Super fun time, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, seriously, it means the world. Micheal, is there anything you want to let people know about before we sign off?
First of all, I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me today. And say thanks to all our Chicago Fire fans, for sticking with us through all this. And also, I'd like to thank all the people who helped me to support my foundation, the Azira Micheal Youth Foundation. And we also have an Instagram page as well. It's Azira Micheal Youth Foundation as well. And people can go there to donate or to support us in any way that they can. We take, used gear, soccer gear. And also, if some people want to support us financially, we are truly thankful. That would be really kind of them as well. So they can go out there and support us in any way that they can. And,
Okay.
Absolutely. Azira Micheal Foundation. Yeah.
Azira Micheal. Make sure you show the support. Go to the website. I mean, there's a bunch of great information, and you guys, you're doing amazing work. So thank you for that. All right, everybody. Make sure you also follow us at Soccer Cooligans on all social media. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Soccer Cooligans. We do a bunch of fun stuff there as well. At Fubo Sports, and make sure to follow the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the program. All right, Micheal, let us end the show the way we normally do. So thank you so much again for joining us. So for Micheal Azira, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!